What's up everyone, my name is Desecrator and welcome back to another video. If you have been playing Green Soul for some time now, you may have noticed that the game is hard in many ways. You will die for thirsty, you will die for hunger, for random people that jumps on you while you look at your inventory, you will die for this spooky thing, and also it takes way too much time to arrive at places in which you die shortly after entering. But once you learn a bit of this and that, your journey through Lubinia will be easier as you grow stronger and wiser. It's these informations that I want to highlight for you, allowing you to have a good experience into the game. And for proving I'm committed to that, I've put aside my 180 level character that I played for over 3 years and started a fresh one. Ladies and gentlemen, I want you to meet the Forgotten Exile. These dudes will be exploring all of Lubinia and uncover its secrets for you. And for starting that, we have to take a quick look around the map. The place you'll be getting your resources are these school market zones, and they range from 1 school to 5 schools. Of course, meaning the higher the schools, the harder the zone is. As the 4 and 5 school zones are currently blocked, we won't be talking about them. You may note that we can find forest-like and stone-like zones with different tiers. That means the forest ones will hand out more wood, and the stony areas will hand out more stones and more copper. The places marked with scrolls are the main story missions. The first ones will be very easy, but they will grow harder the more you progress through it. They also present good challenges, and the story itself will be told to you. What's more important, they can be later used to anchor chain routes through zones, as they will cost less energy than going back to base and returning. Sadly, because of the limited inventory space, doing that won't be effective at this point, so we'll dive deeper into this matter when we have better bags. To complete our map looking, we will have some places that will only be unlocked after you level up a bit, like the Scarlet Camp, which unlocks at level 7, and the Traitor Catacombs, which is a place that resets daily. We also have time-limited locations on the map, and they differ in availability, position, and relevance. We can see we have 3 neighbors, and they all have a timer on them. That means when the timer reaches 0, they will disappear, and another base will appear at another part of the map. We also have harried and halt bosses that keep cycling every so often, and last but not least, the random events. They vary a lot and appear at random times and position, as long as you have less than 70 energy. These events are often profitable if you do them efficiently, and later on we'll be exploring each one of them. One important thing to note is how the zones reset and what you can or cannot do because of it. For example, your base will never reset. That means whatever resources you collect from the start and enemy corpses you leave won't disappear. You can end up using these corpses to store things if you run out of space in your chests. The school zones and mission locations will reset when you leave them for another location, so running out into the fog and coming back doesn't reset the zone, but changing to another place does. The time-limited places will reset once their timer reaches 0. What is interesting though is that the dungeon surface are a non-resetting place, while the inside are timed locations and treated as if a different zone. There's a huge thing you have to take advantage. If you don't loot the enemy corpses when you first clear the surface, they will work as extra storage space at the dungeon grounds. And trust me, this is gonna be a massive help later on. Another awesome secret is that your own body disappears when you die a second time. But what the game doesn't tell you is that they will only disappear if you die 2 times at the same zone. So you can starve to death at your base and create a massive chest with your corpse. And if you die anywhere other than your base, your corpse there won't disappear. The same goes for the dungeon grounds, and you can even have 3 of them simultaneously. What's more important, if it happened of you dying inside of the dungeon, the corpse outside won't vanish, because like I said earlier, the game considers it a different location. To have the max space at your body stash, make sure to fully equip yourself and have a bag full of different items on each slot, or otherwise it won't be as big as it could. You may notice that the dungeons are not on the map by default. To unlock them, you will have to find their maps, and once freed, they will be unlocked permanently. There are 3 maps, for the Gatekeeper Hut, which is a mini-boss, and for both the Forsaken and the Torturous Dungeon. You will be spending huge amounts of time on dungeon crawls, and it's from where you will get some real nice gear. That made clear, of course there will be tough enemies to deal with, and will require some investment in resources, including strong weapons. But as we are just starting, we don't have any of those at hand. Looking into the crafting menu, we can see that there is a craftable weapon that deals decent amount of damage, and it's enough for diving into the Forsaken dungeon. Problem is, it will only unlock at level 55, which I don't have yet, so leveling up it is. And of course, we're gonna need armors and healing as well, so why don't we gather those while we level up? Off to 1 school zones we go.